I have quit this YouTuber SMP, and in today's video I'm going to explain to you guys all the reasons as to why I left. What is up, legends? Welcome back to the channel. This is the final episode of the series here on the Eternals SMP, and we are on episode 13, season 3. Before I explain why I quit the server, I should probably explain why I joined and when I joined. So Eternals SMP is a Content Creator SMP. It's a private server composed of creative and upcoming YouTubers here on the platform. And before I joined, I only had StumpsMC SMP, my own private realm server. It was a realm at the time, and it could only hold 10 players at the time. Now me, naturally as an active, ambitious Minecraft YouTuber posting pretty frequently, I hit 2,000 subs pretty fast, surprisingly, and that caught the attention of the Eternals SMP. And not long after, I had received an invitation to join the Eternals, and this was around April 2023. Excited as I was to learn and grow and build with my newly found YouTuber friends, I jumped at the chance and joined this server straight away and started making content at the end of season 1. That's when I joined, at the very end. I still managed to put out about 5 episodes towards the end of season 1. In season 2, we made about 31 episodes in total. And now we're in season 3 and I've popped out about 13. This is obviously number 13. We're coming towards the end and I've decided to leave. And here is all the reasons why. Now I am getting somewhere and obviously telling a story at the same time, so bear with me. But with all this, usually in most cases, if not on all SMPs, they only last so long, as the players die off and lose interest, slowly become less active, less motivated, and more bored. This was half the case on this server. Although I kept pushing, I didn't give up. I couldn't believe that we would slowly become stale and slowly die. It was one of those things where I believed in us so immensely that I just kept going, kept pushing. I guess the simple factors for that was because we're all meant to be YouTubers, right? We're not kids just playing Minecraft trying to kill time. We're trying to build something, we're trying to grow together, and well, at least I thought that was the case. No disrespect to any one of the Eternals though. We're meant to be building and creating content. We're meant to be active, we're meant to be growing, learning together, but that was not necessarily the case here on the server. Only so when we would start new worlds. Start a new season, start a new world, everyone was excited. It was a fresh start, so everyone was active. But other than that, it would just slowly die off every season, like SMPs do. It was hard to come to terms and speak to the guys addressing the situation. I didn't want to leave, but I felt like I was getting nowhere, and I felt like it was like a regular survival world. No one else was really around. A few reasons as to why, I'll explain a bit more as we go along. But at this point, my community-based SMP, StumpsMC, had a couple creators join, creating content, and with a few of us, it was more active than this very server. Keeping all of this in mind, I also recently started a faction series. Shout out to InsanityCraft, pretty good server, enjoyed the series, made 10 episodes. If you guys missed that and want to see that, feel free to visit the channel, go back and watch those. There's some juicy stuff to see. But with all that, I decided there was no point in doing 2 SMPs and a faction series at the same time, and instead decided to just focus on what I was building, my community-based SMP, the occasional tutorials, and the faction series. Now I am getting to more, and I'm also giving you a bit of a tour of my place at the same time. I'm not voicing over this, by the way, guys, so I'm just like walking around and talking all of this, trying to explain as to why. But being one of the last men standing, I was pushing and representing the Eternals on YouTube. I felt like I was one of the last ones to do that, the last one to represent the server. One of them. There was a couple of us, so keep that in mind. It came down to about 3 of us being left, being active, creating content, posting out of about 15 of us YouTuber content creators. Talk about demotivating. With all those many players not really playing, it was hard for any of us to stay motivated. But I kept pushing, I kept going, so did the few others. Shout out to you guys, you know who you are. I promise you guys are going to own the game someday. You guys, you keep shining, keep growing, keep posting. You are meant for this game, and your drive, your ambitions, it's way bigger than mine. Your creativity, the way you build, your content, it eats mine. It's better than mine. I've been saying that since the beginning. That pretty much covers most of you on the Eternals, but for the few of you who are pushing, you guys, you deserve all the best. So keep going, and much love, legends. Now I know I've gone on a little bit, I still have a bit more to say, but the Eternals, I do love every single one of them. There's no bad blood, nothing happened, in fact, no drama unfolded. Addressing the situation needed to happen on Discord. And once I did that, everybody else kind of stood up after me and apologized for being away, explained their reasons, and did more than take accountability for their actions. It was actually quite a memorable moment, but in truth, the damage was already done and I was already deciding to leave. Eternals SMP had started a side series. This is called the Eternals Skies. You guys should go check that out if you are interested in checking that out. Pretty good to see. I started watching a little bit of it. It's actually quite fun. But decided that, and I didn't have time for it, not to mention I was already leaving this server, so it made no sense to stay here. Stay on the side series as well. Do a faction series and do StumpsCraft. All in good intentions, the side series was created to bring everyone back together, start fresh, bring some excitement as we create content here on Eternals SMP and on Eternal Skies. And I know they're still going on the Skies series, so it's pretty good with that. Just not so much on Eternals SMP. Things are still the same as I'm currently speaking. There's usually nobody online anymore. It's kind of, yeah, it started off, just being honest. Their actions to do the side series was quite admirable. At least they didn't give up, so that's what I think if you ask me. But yeah, I just didn't have time to join. They are a great team, and I'm glad that I've worked with them. I felt like my progress was being slowed down unintentionally towards the end, and I needed to go my own way. I needed to fly. I already had a faction series and doing StumpsCraft SMP, so dropping Eternals SMP was ideal already. And again, to stay here and then also do the side series, it was just impossible. For me at least. You know, factoring in the fact that the server kind of got quiet, I also live in Australia, the rest of the team live in UK and like US, so timing never really matched. It was hard to, you know, collaborate and do those interesting things. Everybody else could do everything. I pretty much missed out on every single adventure, every single end fight, everything. And it was disheartening every time. I didn't tell the team, but, you know, low key, unintentionally I felt left out, but it was just because of my timing, my work. I have a busy life. It was difficult to match the timing, and I missed out on adventures. It was a bit sad, you know, being honest. You go watch the content and there was like 13 of them all together, taking on the Ender Dragon, having so much fun, and I wanted to see it, I wanted to be there, and it broke my heart that I couldn't, but, you know, I love the guys. I didn't hold it against anyone, it was my fault. But again, I got a busy life, and I will explain to that very shortly. I hope you guys don't mind me blabbering on, giving you a bit of a tour of the place. I think I might leave my base now. There's nothing else to really show you of it. And I might just go walk past the other guys' houses while I talk a bit more. And as we come closer to Mikey's base and Bale's, you get to see a little bit of this. I got the outside perspective as well, giving you inspiration. You guys get an idea on what goes on here on this amazing server. The guys really are creative, and I meant that every time that I said it. This stuff here is beautiful. So back on the topic as to why I left, I also needed space to grow. I was being tired of feeling like I was the only one, or one of the only few, being stressed out, trying to push out videos, making sure I had one done every week or every 2 weeks. It was a bit of a stress, but I was stressing unnecessarily every single time because, you know, I was alternating between StumpsCraft and Eternals. You know, StumpsCraft episode, then an Eternals episode, and even with that I was becoming and still more active than everyone else. I'd look over and these guys hadn't posted in a few months or a few weeks, you know, between each episode, and I was stressing for no reason, but, you know, the pressure was on with that, just to factor that in as well. The experience was great, I learned a lot, and I'm pretty grateful to be able to be on here. Initially, I did believe in the Eternals more than I believed in myself and my own server. I had so much belief in it, I had my faith in it was so strong. I couldn't comprehend it. Nobody could. I was just pushing. I was trying to hype up the team all the time. I just really believed that we could do this and make it together, and I still do in a sense, but the fact that it died off, you know, there comes a time and there comes a line where you have to just, you know, enough is enough, I suppose. I couldn't keep going. I just couldn't. And I hope that that's okay. So with all that being said, these content creators are still out here. They still make content and do their own series, as do I with StumpsCraft, and that is essential. Nobody can blame them for that. But it was the main factor of the Eternals. We're supposed to be challenging and building each other, growing together, and slowly over time, we all drifted away, and life just got in the way, even for me. I have a busy life too, not to compare, but I do work the 8 to 9 hours like everyone else. I am also a stepdad of 2, and I got a newborn baby on the way. I've got to maintain my home like most people do, and do all the yard stuff, try to manage the family time, manage the personal downtime. And admittedly, I cut into my personal time and family time trying to push out all these videos with the split focus on different series and SMPs. It was a challenge, but I did it, and we're still going. But with that, again, I felt like I was getting nowhere. Every 3 months I would kind of like get a little burnout and just get tired. And yeah, just wasn't really working out. I tried, I pushed, and I went for as long as I could. We built some really cool things. We've got a really awesome base. Same thing with the last season. Season 2, we built an amazing mega base. I think I've deleted all my clips of everything that I had. We had a pretty cool mega base. We had an awesome cherry starter base. We had trading halls. We had all of that. And then we've done a pretty cool job here at our base right now. I know I'm blabbering on, but leaving the Eternals SMP was kind of what I needed. I needed to lighten the load and create some room for me to grow. And with that, we say goodbye to this beautiful and lovely, amazing community and the server, all the amazing members of it. And I want to thank you all for your time, for your patience, all the collaborations. I want to thank you for everything. There are a lot of videos out there, guys, on the series starting from Season 1 to Season 3 on Eternals SMP. There are so many creative projects made by the guys, not by me. I have indeed made some great progress, and with the building, I've made progress with content. So has everybody else, but the guys, they're next level. Yeah, I don't even compare to them, and I've been saying that since the beginning. I guess it's obvious that I probably still believe in them a little bit more than I believe in myself. But again, overall, I love the guys. I just had to go. So, for the very last time, got a description down there, guys. Nobody really visits that anymore, but every time I post a video, I do take my time to fill in each and every description, and if I'm on an SMP series like this one, I will always take the time to tag all the members, and I will do just that. So you guys want to see the projects, you want to see the houses, you want to see the series, get all the POVs, see how things are built, get some inspirations? Heck, check all the channels out in my description. It's well worth it. I'm not even kidding. Even some of the smaller channels you might see, you might be like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to watch that. I only got so many subs. Dude, don't let the numbers fool you. These guys are better than me, and it's insane. So I guess I've gone on a lot. I usually do. That's what StumpsMC does, but you've got an explanation as to why I've left. The team have an explanation too, but to be fair, I've already told them we addressed this and spoke of this on Discord. This is pretty much me ending the series, signing off and explaining as to why. We've got a lot of love for the team, like I said, and we've had fun. We've grown, every single one of us. It was a beautiful experience, I will not lie. We've all learned and grew together. We've all gained from this experience. I think that we could have potentially gained and gone further. I still believe that, but you know, things are different now. We've kind of drifted off, drifted apart, gotten quiet. So the chances of that are lower than before. And again, I've got my reasons as to why I'm going. With the very long story and explanation as to why I left, you guys got a tour of the place. You got an idea on what we're working with, our base. I'm going to leave all of my stuff here for anybody who comes here, if they join back on the server. All my stuff is yours. Leave a sign. What is mine is now yours. Stumps, obviously, signing off. What is it? It's the 29th of the 1st, 2025. Just throw it into here. Anybody who comes, you can have it. And thank you all for everything. Thank the Eternals for the experience. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for sharing everything. The friendship, the memories, the beautiful times. Thank you, the audience, for watching and all of your patience, listening to the stories, watching the series. I hope you guys enjoyed And with that, it is time for me to sign off on the Eternals for the very last time. Much love to the audience, much love to the Eternals. Thank you all. I'll see you guys in the next one.